I am one of the only Minnesotans to ride a cargo boat across the Caspian Sea, a very complicated body of water. But finding this boat was harder than the actual crossing. There is no clear schedule, and you basically just have to call the port every day and wish for one to arrive. So I waited and waited some more until they said the Zarifa Alyeva would finally arrive that evening with clear instructions for me not to be there later than 5 p.m. So I took a bus, another bus, which was really late, an egg van, and made it to the port, arriving just 20 minutes before the deadline. But I still had to buy my ticket, so I went into the office and then the bank, and $70 later, a ticket was acquired 1 minute before my 5 p.m. deadline. At this point, I was stressing because I was not going to wait another week for the next boat. So I finally made it through security and into the holding room, where time seemed to be in slow motion. Legends say people have passed away from waiting here. Usually, waiting many hours is no problem for me, but when you don't get told when you're leaving, it's nearly impossible to sit still. 3 hours passed, the sun went down, I had a dinner of taco, Doritos, and bread from the trucker station nearby, but an update about the boat never came. So after 6 more hours, at 2 a.m., we got pulled from the waiting room and made it on board the ship. Finally. But if you think this is where we sail away, you are not in luck, because nobody was awake at 2 a.m. So one security man told us to wait outside until freaking sunrise. I was so delirious that the sunrise hit different, and the workers finally arrived around 6. They kept our passports and checked us into the bunk rooms, which were actually super nice. And that's when we found out the boat was going to be docked for another 14 hours while they loaded the rest of the trucks. Luckily, there was almost full free reign to explore, and this ship was nice. Later, we found out it was one of the newest in the fleet, and there was even a helipad on the roof, which was potentially one of the most epic places to think about life and lose the game as we took off. I met a bunch of future Azerbaijani boat captains, and as night fell, we talked for hours as they destroyed me at backgammon. Chatting with them was so insightful into what it's like to live on a cargo boat most of the year, and one of the things I had to get used to was the very loud wake-up announcements in Russian for meals. The boat ticket included all the food, and it was honestly not bad. They have these big communal meals with all the truckers, so it was a kind of fun vibe to see their social life. The actual crossing, though, was a little more intense than I thought, but the crew said the waves that day were smaller compared to usual, so I guess I lucked out. They also mentioned dolphins and seals who often swim alongside the boat. Sadly, we did not see them. After 2 days, we hit the Kuryak port in western Kazakhstan, where one of the workers actually wanted a bribe for us to deboard. And that was kind of a fitting way to end this chaotic trip. It's probably the coolest section of my polar steps, so go check it out and get ready for the Central Asia videos next.